Al, we are nearing the end of this arc.
We are finally.
It's very exciting.
Finally. Yay!
Yes, that is something we're both looking forward to. Hello, welcome to this week's episode. Jared now watch Inuyasha is episode 121. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Howe and Lady
Hello.
We are discussing season 5, episode 9, or episode 119, entitled "Divine Malice of the Saint." Real big malice here in this here
And there's
episode,
a saint.
and there is indeed a saint.
Y-
We get a recap of last week's episode, and then we get more Inuyasha getting the tar beat out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Getting all cut up to shreds by Jakotsu because he can't do anything because he's got no powers. He's like, I'm struggling, I'm bleeding. Oh no.
I was thinking about it and I didn't say it while we were watching because I caught myself, but I was thinking like, Inuyasha's a decent swordsman, so like he should be able to hold his own even when he's not half demon. But then I realized like one, his sword is not a good sword unless he has his demon form.
Mm-hmm.
And two, he's going against people with jewel shards, so they're kind of super powered anyway. I was like, oh, okay, never mind, I'm dumb.
At a bit of a disadvantage.
He's at a disadvantage, yes.
Yeah. Moroku and Sango run through the cave and end up in a temple, and they find Hakushin, which the Hulu subtitles kept trying to type his name as Hokushin,
Aku.
which is not how you say that.
Nope.
He's there.
Nope.
He's like, "Hey, what's up? I'm an undead dude. Let me tell you my life story about how I was a dude of faith, and was helping people, and then I got sick, and then I was like, sure, just bury me alive for reasons. Sure, that seems cool. And
Yeah.
then
Give me a
everyone,
bamboo for breathing.
yeah, then everyone was just sitting there, waiting for me to die, and I was like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to die. Why do I have to die? Well,
Man,
which
this
feels
sucks.
very counterintuitive to the way like any high profile person of faith is supposed to be portrayed as.
Yeah.
Dude has a crisis of faith as he's dying. He's like, but I want to be selfish now. I should have remedied these thoughts ages ago, but now I have regrets. No regrets.
I want to live.
So he was suffering and then died, and then his spirits just had stayed there, and then Naraku showed up and was like, hey, those people suck, don't they? Why don't you come with me? And he's like, okay.
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 I'll hate them. That's cool. I'm fine with that.
And Moroku's just like, yeah, cool story, but you're still really dumb.
I was like, yeah, that dude still sucks. Like, I'm not perfect when it comes to this whole religion thing. I talked about touching butts the whole way up here. But still, like, you can't see that Naraku's the bad guy. Like, oh
He's like, nope,
God, dude.
I will
Nope,
keep
nope.
my barrier up. So they try multiple ways to get the barrier down. Uh, Moroku tries to bonk it, doesn't work. Sango tries to use the boomerang, doesn't work. Then they put the sutras on the boomerang, and it kind of gets through. But then he's just like, blah, get
I
out of
like that it
here.
like gets really close to his head, and he's just like, huh.
Hmm.
And then it just. But that was my favorite one. That they're just like, here's some sutras on the haikus.
And then Moroku's like, well, all right, let me use the wind tunnel, I guess. And he uses the wind tunnel for quite a long time and is able to suck out some beads from Hakushin.
Hmm.
And those are able to destroy the barrier for a little bit. And then he tries to suck him into the wind tunnel fully. But then he just like, here's some bees for you. And Moroku's like, dang, I was being useful for once.
I even mentioned it's like, so when do the bees show up? Because we can't have them be too useful.
Yep. And they showed up
But
immediately.
also, do you realize that we had a beads bees moment here?
Beads? Bees?
Bees? Bees?
Bees?
Bees?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Ugh. We see some interstitial shots here with Kagome and Koga every once in a while, where Koga is very impatient and wants to go help Inuyasha, but Kagome's like, let's believe in him. And Kirara's very small, and Shippo's like, whoa.
Kirara is like super tiny for no good reason here, like way tinier than normal.
Mm-hmm.
And Shippo's just high as
Yes.
but he's like, I believe in Inuyasha.
Well, Inuyasha's really messed up and dying and just getting beat up, and
He's
Jikotu's about
bleeding
to
out.
kill him. And then right at that moment, they're able to break the barrier. Moroku and Sango are, so he's able to be like, hey, they did something. And then a bunch of demons just show up, and Jikotu's like, that's weird. They shouldn't be here. I gotta fight these and hide from them. And there's a bunch of old men demons being like, hey, I'm coming through. Let me out. I gotta go.
Also, as a side note, it felt like there was a lot of innuendo
Very much a lot of innuendo in this episode.
coming from Jikotsu during this fight.
They ramped it up a lot here.
They
Which
really
I guess
did.
this is Jikotsu's penultimate episode basically, so gotta get it all
like
in while they
this
can.
is his final stand.
So might as well.
Yeah, but they went pretty hard with the innuendo here.
They sure did.
I made a joke that Inuyasha was being homophobic.
Very homophobic.
But I mean, he is also just getting cut to shreds at this
He
point.
was also very much getting cut to shreds. You were right.
Yeah.
So Inuyasha takes a little lie down on the ground while the demons just fly over him. And after the demons are gone, Jikotsu's like, all right, let's finish what I was started. Yay. And then Inuyasha starts pulsating. And he turns back into his half-demon form. Because he gets his powers back because the barrier's gone. Yay. He's like, woohoo.
Yay. And then is immediately made useless.
He gets wrapped up in the sword. And Jikotsu's like, I'm going to kill you now. And he's like, oh, no. There was also a shot here, or right before this, where Kagome is just chilling. He's like, oh, the barriers get down. Oh, something flew out of there. That's weird. Anyways, that's all we need to see. Game was very upset by this.
Very.
And also by the demons. He was scared. Because he's a little baby.
Little guy.
But yeah, we end this episode with Inuyasha trapped in the swords, and it's like, oh, he's gonna die. Oh no.
Oh no.
Also, like we were talking about last week, man, they really they made Inuyasha be nerfed for a whole long while, didn't they? One whole episode.
One whole episode.
It was really worthwhile.
Wow.
We got a couple of notes here. They're no surprising because we haven't had those in a while.
Oh. I haven't had those in a bit.
In this episode, Moroku puts the sacred sutras on Sango's boomerang and she throws it at Hakushin's barrier. This is not in the manga.
I mean, that was a pretty good idea, though.
It was.
And it made it so that Sango isn't just sitting there doing nothing.
True. It also says, after all the times that Moroku has used his wind tunnel so far, this is the longest that he has held it open, and possibly the longest in the whole series. So there's that.
The bees came late.
That's true. Next time, we'll be discussing episode 120, entitled Fare Thee Well, Jakotsu's Requiem.
Wow, I wonder what's going to happen in the next episode.
Jakotsu's going to get beat up. Renkotsu's going to steal a jewel shard. Bankotsu's going to show up, and I think they're going to fight? Maybe? But yeah, Fare Thee Well, Jakotsu's Requiem.
Fare Thee Well.
Play the Giorno theme song.
I was literally just thinking that.
That would be way better.
I would. I mean, and the song is great.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say it's like my least favorite. It's one of my least favorite JoJo's, but the song's good.
Yes. But that's going to do it for us this week. So if you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonalanimecheckup.com or sac.cool is where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Season Anime Checkup OVA. You can also find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. You can follow us on Blue Sky at seasonalanimecheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, a critical analysis of Love Life Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And any sports on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. So, join us next time as we fare thee well to Jakotsu.
07.
07s.